no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. I wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. In this house it ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know, 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 I know. Hey, you ought to leave the young thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too low. Anytime she goes away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. In this house it ain't no home. Anytime she goes away.
Seagull, you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you are going. Nobody knows where you're from. There is a man asking the question, is this really the end of the world? Well, Seagull, you must have known for a long time the shape of things to come. Now you fly through the sky, never asking why, and you fly all around till somebody shoots you down. Da 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 down. Seagull, you fly across the horizon into the misty morning sun. Nobody asks you where you are going. Nobody knows where you're from. And you fly through the sky, sorrow. Yeah. Seagull, go fly, fly to your tomorrow. Leave me to my sorrow.
Is there anybody listening? Is there anyone that sees what's going on?
Good morning and welcome back to the Trailer Park. I am Chanda-Masta and I'm so excited to be here for Hello Monday. Welcome to all my Trailer Park friends. Let me get these chats brought up. This has just been an amazing week. It's been a hard week, but you have made it amazing. Let's see. Okay, let's get that up here. And we're going to do a health update. And then I've got a heck of a good show up for y'all. And we're going to talk some smack about the Uniparty because that always makes me feel better. And hanging out with y'all makes me feel so good. So thank you for giving me something more to focus on, which is these shows. And I just appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, let me get these chats brought up. Holy crap, look at these chats this morning. If you are new in the chat, holler at me or get one of the mods to holler. I see Method. Method's new. We give everybody a mod wrench here at the trailer park because that is true equality in the chat, right? Everybody gets free speech. You all have wrenches. Beat each other up with them. That's how we roll at Beauty and the Boomer and Trailer Park Pundit. So I'm trying to throw wrenches as I see you guys. I'm always going to look amazing because I am an amazing makeup artist. So thank you for that. Know that I will head to the final days looking good. I know that. My grandmother did. My grandmother died of cancer. And it was only maybe 2 days before she passed that I saw her for the first time without her makeup on in years. So yes, I'm always going to try to look good for y'all. It makes me feel better, right? When I'm all hair in a bun, no makeup on, like I spend most of my week going in and out of these doctors, I feel like crap, I look like crap. So if I look good, then I feel good is the plan. Thank you guys so much. Oh my gosh, my GoFundMe went up less than 48 hours ago. I'd say about 40 hours ago, and I'm already over $3,000. I did this last night, but you guys rocked it this morning. Kit over at Heartlands Media. You guys know I love to listen to the Rockfin AM shows in the morning. I always listen to AM Wake Up. And sometimes they have technical issues, so I'll switch over to Kit. I just kind of bounce between the two every morning. And Kit shouted me out. He posted and pinned my link for my GoFundMe. So much love coming from my constituents and, my colleagues. And it feels so good to be recognized. I always figured I was a small fish in a big pond. But it turns out that people were actually paying attention. And I just have so much love. Hundreds and hundreds of messages coming in every day, well wishes, stories, research information on small cell lung cancer. I'm so blown away. I spend hours trying to respond to your messages. If you sent me a message and I missed it somewhere, like Discord, I'm so sorry, my Discord folks. I haven't made it back into the Discord. I planned on it last night, but I spent 8 hours in front of all of these screens, and they tell me the blue light from these screens is terrible for me. So finally, I just had to go to bed at like 9 o'clock. So I plan on getting into the Discord this morning. I just have so much information to give you guys. So, okay, the last time we talked was last Monday. I broke the news to you. And, I went to the hospital the week before that. I thought I had the flu. And I came out with probably one of the worst diagnoses that you can have. And that was a very aggressive lung cancer. And I was waiting for biops last week when I talked to you last. They got me in for an emergency biop Thursday morning. I was scheduled for Thursday afternoon, but they called me at like 7 o'clock in the morning on Thursday and said, we had a cancellation in the OR. Can you get here in a half hour? And I was like, I'm on my way. Which was great. I didn't have to spend half the day starving and not having any meds, right? Because you can't take anything after midnight, you know the whole protocol. So I got in there. The anesthesiologist was wonderful. You know, as a recovering opiate addict, I don't do anesthesia very well. And she did beautiful. She used meds that they use on kids. I didn't come out rough or hard. I literally woke up within a few minutes of the procedure. They had me sitting up drinking coffee. And I would say within an hour, they let me go home. So I didn't get to follow up with the surgeon because he squeezed me in. He had to get right back to the clinic, and I totally understand that. He told me that before I even went into surgery. Like, you're not going to see me when, you know, you wake up, but I will be updating all your stuff. So, you know, we've got these fancy things now called MyChart, right? Have you guys tried the online MyCharting? It's very handy. You literally get your test results. Like, every time I've been to the ER, I'm getting my test results before the doctors are even seeing them, right? Which can be dangerous and scary, especially if you don't know what you're looking at and you end up researching everything that you see, right? I got to stop doing that. And, yeah, it came back not good. They aspirated I think 4 different places, up high in my right side where a lot of it is, but there is some over on the left side too. And they all came back suspected small cell. Now, they sent it off for pathology. They do what they call a smear. And some of those came back this weekend, I noticed. I have MyChart. I love MyChart. It's great. You can get in there, find out when your doctor's appointments are. You can look at all the doctor's notes. The stuff we don't normally see behind the scenes, right? And even if you don't want to see it, you have to see it. Like, my behavior at the hospital was really bad. And I'm a little ashamed of it now, but when you're delirious sick, what can you do, right? So, and they weren't telling me anything, which made it worse. So that's kind of the prognosis that I got. It wasn't anything out of, you know, I expected everything they told us. We knew how bad, and, you know, we were praying for the best information, best news, but, you know, I was prepared for the worst. And so, there's a lot to come. I'm going to have to meet with an oncologist, and then we'll decide. They're going to try to throw me into Western protocols really fast. I already get that. You know, a small cell lung cancer is very aggressive. You can go look up the stats over on Google. They're pretty horrific. A lot of people, most people don't make it out on the other side, right? I've talked to a couple of cases over on X. You guys are great sending me stories. I'm getting so much information from y'all. You are sending me treatment protocols, stories about what helped your family members, but I've only got a couple that were small cell lung cancer. And so I found a support group on Facebook. We're looking at clinical studies at Stanford and Fred Hutchins. We've looked at everything. I mean, I've been talking to doctors abroad because they know a little bit more than U.S. doctors, right? U.S. doctors just kind of push petroleum-based big pharma. So I wanted more information of what's going on abroad for small cell treatment. And they think I should do hyperbaric chamber oxygen treatment, which I've seen this a couple of different times. And you guys know, Big Pharma's been trying to kill me for years. And an oncologist's job is to terrorize you and scare you so much by giving you an expiration date that no man can give you an expiration date. Only God, the creator, whatever you want to call him, can give you your expiration date. So I ain't buying it, for one. They can tell me I have 2 to 4 months. They can tell me I have 6 months, whatever they want to tell me, and I'm not buying it. You know, I feel how sick my body is, and I got a lot of problems, but I'm going very healthy. I'm going holistic. I already got myself on RSOs. I went to school to learn how to treat people with RSOs. I went to Seattle Central University in 2018. And I've treated many cancer patients. I've sat down with people just shocked out of their minds who just got a diagnosis like me the day before, you know, and they've heard cannabis can help fight cancer. So immediately I went and bought a bunch of RSOs. And if anything, they are helping with relaxing me, with pain control, with my tremors, because I've been getting seriously bad tremors. Somehow this is attacking my central nervous system. But I'm doing much better. I kind of got off of a lot of the big pharma anti-anxieties that they put me on since I left the ICU. Because screw that, right? You guys know, Big Pharma's been trying to kill me for years. Why? Why would I start listening now? So, yeah, quacks ain't God. Yeah, exactly. But I also understand that a lot of the success stories I'm hearing did chemo and radiation for what I have. So I'm trying to weigh everything. I have decided that eating healthy and getting as many vitamins and minerals and pH balancing my body is so important. So I have gone totally organic, 100% organic. And finding organic food in the United States is a flippin' joke. The best place I've found so far for true organic is grocery outlet. I'm not even kidding. I went to Walmart the other day and they have like this faux organic section. But you start looking at the numbers and y'all know we've talked produce numbers a lot on my show. Anything in the 4,000s, that's full of pesticides. And anything in 5, full of pesticides. You want to be in the 8 and 9,000s for true organic. So I'm looking at the produce numbers, and I'm like, come on, none of this is organic at all. Yes, and it's expensive. It is expensive. Thank God the state of Washington gave me almost $300 in food stamps a month. I will get a card in the mail, they said, the next couple of weeks, because I haven't been on state assistance in many, many, many years, like probably 20 years, whenever my kids were still kids. And so that'll help out with the cost of eating healthy, but I am eating healthy. I'm eating, whole foods. I'm staying away from sugar. I'm staying away from carbs. I'm staying away from processed foods. So, hey, if anything, I'm going to get skinny, right? Skinnier. And I'm okay with that. But that's kind of my goal. And then there's so many herbs that y'all have recommended. Turkey tail mushroom, garlic is good for fighting cancer, turmeric, soursop tea, apricot seeds. These have all worked for people. And I've done my homework. I'm a researchist by trade, so of course I'm out there researching everything that everybody is sending me. A lot of people are telling me to get on ivermectin too. Start doing, what is it? Pest, get the parasites out of your body, basically. And so salt, yeah, dairy too, possibly. So I'm having to eat a lot of dairy right now because I'm having to replace my sodium levels because this little monster is a sodium gobber, and he eats my sodium all day long. So dairy is really good for a blast of sodium. Cottage cheese, what have I been doing? String cheese and chocolate milk. You guys know I'm a cheese addict. I'm never going to get off my cheese. Yes, sour soup. Is that what it's called? Sour soup? I thought it was sour sop, but sour whatever. I've already got everything in my Amazon cart. I'm going to get it ordered. As soon as GoFundMe money starts dropping, I'm going to be on all of these things, right? And then I'm not ruling out maybe a round of radiation. I'm really not tempted to take chemo. All the stories I hear on chemo are just terrible. And if they're going to say you have 6 months, why would I burn my insides out and be sick on my deathbed for those last 6 months? No, I'm going to look at everything they say and, I'm going to weigh everything. I've got so many great doctor friends. You guys know one of my best friends is a doctor. Like, she works at the VA. I always tell you about Dr. Tree. And then I have another great doctor friend who's from Germany. I have a bunch of holistic doctors that are working with me. I have a blood specialist that's going to take me on as a student to try to teach me how to clean up my blood. So thank God I have met the community that I've met over the last 10 years. If I live through this, it'll be because of this community that we have built, a people that just want to tell the truth about our food, our air, our water, our government, where our money's going, and that's what we do here at Beauty and the Boomer and Trailer Park Pundit. Hey, good news, guys. Beauty and the Boomer's coming back Saturday night. Are you excited? We're excited. Y'all haven't seen us in like 4 weeks now because Oz the Boomer had COVID at the same time that I was in the ICU. It's been a long haul for us. Most of you guys love Beauty and the Boomer. So Saturday night, 7 p.m., tune in. We got a brand new fall deck. And yeah, hot summer nights is over. It's been over here in the Western Washington for the last month anyways. So hey chat, what's up? Hey, special shout out to Jilly Love, guys. Poor Jilly, our mod Marvin, you guys all know her and love her. She has been an amazing supporter of ours for many years. She's fleeing for her life right now. California wildfires are coming for her. She had to pack up her cat and just run, or her, not her cat, her animals. And in her car, she had 20 minutes notification. She put a video up of the fire and how close it is, and she says her house is probably gone. Let's shout out these chats really fast. So best luck to Jilly. We pray and hope that your house is saved. Spare Jilly's house, please, Fates. David Crow, good to see you, my man. Loved what you were doing in Chicago with the Bernie, the ex-Bernie van, the Assange van, whatever it is now. Fuck the duopoly van. Chris Beats Cancer offers great programs. Yes. Y'all have been sending me a lot of Chris Beats Cancer links, and I've been watching them all. I get all of the links. I try to research them, read them, and I have a notebook where I put everything, and we're just looking at everything. Like me and my doctor friend, every day, we're talking 5-6 times a day. She's sending me studies from Stanford, genetic testing that's being done at University of Washington, and in Phoenix. Like, we're throwing everything at this thing, right? I'm 50 years old. I'm gonna fight, and you guys see I'm in good spirits. I let it get me down the first couple of days, right? It's a blast. It's it's life changing to be told what I've been told, but I'm just staying positive. I have no choice but to stay positive and concentrate on what we do, and that is talking the truth. So there is the GoFundMe link. It is in the description box down below. I am going to drop the link tree real fast into the chat. I know a lot of you guys have been sharing the link out too. I appreciate it so very much. I mean, so many big names that, you know, we just adore here at the trailer park. Sabi says, Sabi Savati, and Misty, Comrade Misty Putin's buddy. It's just so many of you. You know, Heartlands Media, Snow Himble. Like, I just thank you guys so much. And thank you to all of the names on this list that donated. This isn't updated as of this morning. I think I need to add like 10 more names. I tried to get my ticker loaded with it, but I was too tired and I was done fighting it. And the anonymouses, oh my gosh, I've had so many anonymous donations come in, and I just can't thank you guys enough. And thank you all for your love, your messages of support and encouragement. You guys rock me, and you lift me up, man. You guys are the wind beneath my wings. So thank you guys so much. Let's shout out these chats real fast so we can get moving on to the show. We're going to talk healthcare here at the beginning of this show, so we get that out of the way. But fair use, we are on YouTube this morning. You know what that means. That means we're going to be censored. I'm not going to be allowed to share my links to even my GoFundMe, because anytime you're telling the truth in Western media, they're going to crush you and put that boot on your neck, because, hey, we're headed to 1984. And let's see. Let's check out the trailer park first, right? I'm trying to figure out which one's the trailer park or which one is... Okay, that's Beauty and the Boomer. So we are up in two places on YouTube this morning. We are over at Beauty and the Boomer and the Trailer Park. Hello, Method. Welcome to the chat. I threw a wrench at you. I hope you can dodge it. Natalie Williams, so good to see you. Thank you so much for all of the message, hon. I hope you're hanging in there. Rat Angel sending me some great messages, too. Popeye, I'm going to be okay. We're going to fight. It's not going to be like your mama. I know. I saw the message, and it broke my heart. And you guys break my heart, because it makes you so sad. And all of my loved ones are so sad. And it just, that's what hurts the most, is watching them realize what's going on. Solomoon, what's up? Good to see you. Rich from Wisconsin's here. Good to see you, Rich. And Kashami Kate. Hi, Kate. Thank you so much for all the love and encouragement you guys have been sending. Mouse FS, good to see you. Steve Wolfbrandt, your name was on that list. I appreciate it. So many of your names were on that list. Some of you guys have even hit it twice. Hey, and let me tell you, I understand times are hard, and I get messages from so many of you saying, I would love to donate on my payday. I will. I'm broke. Do not worry about it. I am not Bernie fucking Sanders. I'm not going to ask for your last $5. If you can't help out, I understand. Believe me, there's been thousands of times in my life where I wanted to help somebody out and I didn't have the money to do it. But sharing my message and helping move the GoFundMe, that's what you can do. Share it with your communities. And please, don't give me your last dollars. Please do not. Let's see, who else do we got here? I got Natalie, I got Kate, I got Sola. Peace Dove! Hi, Peace Dove. Good to see you, Peace Dove. Southeast Digital Dive is hanging out with Shane Piper and Jax Page. Jax, you have rocked my GoFundMe this week. Thank you so much, hon. Sharing it, donating to it. You and Misty have just blown me away with the amount of populating you have done for that. I got Popeye, I got Soleil Moon, Chris Foster. It's good to see you, Chris. Chris has been such a longtime supporter of the show back when we were called other things, right? I think Chris Foster's been with us since we were with Uphill Media. Let's see. Who else is in here? This is the trailer park. This is crazy. Fingerman. What's up, Fingerman? You've been sending me a lot of great messages, too. Mastermind Hour, always making us laugh in the chat. Good choice, Shenny. You like those openers? Those were great openers, right? And no, I'm not trying to be sad. Oz, I actually pulled the sad music off my deck this morning and put more upbeat stuff, right? I already got Methods. Steve Wolf, Brett, yeah, I got you. And Anthony, I know you work hard for your money, and I appreciate the donations so very much. When I know you guys are working your asses off for, minimum wage, and then you guys send me $20-$30, it just, it breaks my heart because I know how hard you're working for your money. Cobra Commander, Hamas our heroes, good to see you. Oz the Boomer hanging out over here at the trailer park. Oz is probably all over. Oz, I wasn't trying to make you cry. I'm sorry. Sean, the Accord Lord, nice to see you. And who else is in here? I know Cold Fusion's in one of these. Old Man Barker, what's up? Snorky Y2K, good to see you too. And I already got Mouse. Let's see. There's so many this morning. Nahilo, welcome Nahilo. I think you're new. I think I gave you a wrench not too long ago. And Metal Martin, great messages from you all week. Thank you so very much. And let's see. Wow, I can't even get through this chat. There's so many of you. It's going as fast as I can scroll. I think we got everybody over at the trailer park. Let's see who made it in first. Popeye made it first to the trailer park. And Cold Fusion Gaming has just been my lifesaver. If I even move a little at night, he wakes up and is like, what's wrong? And you guys know my mother-in-law's in a nursing home, right? You guys helped me with that this year. She slid into dementia. I lived a nightmare up until August 5th and then found out 10 days later how sick I truly was. So I've only been in to see her a couple of times since I got out of the hospital. And yesterday morning, I thought, well, let's swing in and check on her at the nursing home because everybody I've talked to that stopped by there says she's not really talking much and she don't leave her room. So I went and I found her laying on a bed that had been stripped. She was sick and shaking. She couldn't communicate. She had a fever. I immediately contacted the staff and was like, what is going on here? Like, why haven't you changed her? Why haven't you, noticed how sick she is? Her roommate with extreme dementia, who doesn't even remember us every time we come in. She's like Dory from Nemo. It just keeps swinging. Do I know you? She was taking care of her. So I immediately made them call 911 and I said, this looks like COVID. And sure enough, she had COVID and I didn't mask up. I didn't know when I came in that room how sick she was or what she had. And me being a CNA for so many years, I just gloved up and took care of her, right? I wasn't going to wait for those nurses to F around. I'm like, get out of the way. I'll do this myself. So I have been exposed to COVID, super exposed, which scares me to death because I'm immunocompromised, but I'm going to do my best to hopefully stay healthy. Anyways, moving on. Let's go over to Beauty and the Boomer. What's up, guys? Lawrence Fine, good to see ya. Maya, Myra's page, good to see ya. Great Bentine, good to see ya. All the love for Jilly, guys. I love it. Poor Jill. Poor Jilly. Oh my gosh, that just breaks my heart. Lady Alex in the house, along with Holly. Nice to see ya. And I got David Crow earlier. Good to see you, David Crow. Jody, what's up, Jody? And let's see. I got Rat Angel over there too. Some of you guys are hanging out in two places. I love it. Thank you so much. Oz the Boomer's over there. Janice Driver, you need a wrench. Oh, I threw a wrench at you already. You have a wrench, so welcome. And yeah, you guys are all wrenched up, it looks like. If I miss a wrench, let me know. I know you will. Let's check out the Rockfin. We are up on all channels this morning. Oz and I have worked the bugs out, and we are on Rockfin, Rumble, 2 places on YouTube. We are on Kick, Twitch, and X. And hey, shout out to Heartlands Media, who is the #1 political show over on Kick. Well, now I'm coming to give you a run for your money, honey. So let's bring it, Kit. You think pizza wars? Let's have Kick wars. Let's see. Who do we have hanging out over at the trailer park at the Rockfin? Jim. Good morning, Jim. And let's see, Lizzie, so good to see you. I've been talking to so many of the Assange activists sending me messages, and I'm like, hey, we freed Assange. I can beat this, right? If I can free Assange, we can do anything, is how I feel. And Anna Maris is hanging out over there. Kate, you're over there too. I see ya. Roar Media, is that Oz or is that Amber? Miss Amber King is behind the scenes, working hard for me and researching and sending me so much. I just I appreciate it. I have an amazing health team that I've built separate of the, medical doctors. People who know, people from our communities that understand how Big Pharma works and understand holistic healing and how to get your body back to health, which I think is so important. Victory Jen, what's up? Anna Maris coming in with so much support and love. Your messages, thank you so much, Anna. I just can't thank you guys enough. And I think I got everybody over on the Rockfin. There's 13 of you hanging out over there. Let's see the Rumble. Dingle ate me, baby. What's up over there, Dingo? We got quite a few viewers over there. They don't really chat much on Rumble, but Kate's hanging out over there too. I appreciate it. And do we have anybody on Kick? No, but that's because we haven't been going live on Kick. I got to start building that channel. Just know you can always find us on Kick, along with Twitch now. We're always on Twitch too. So let me see. I'm going to share the link tree. I'm going to share the link tree for you guys. I think that it's in the description box. Oh, it won't scroll. Why won't it scroll? I got to get to the bottom. It won't let me go to the bottom. Okay, well, I guess I'm not sharing that, but it is in the description box below. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk healthcare in the United States because, hey, that's right on the forefront of my mind. I'm very happy that my crappy insurance so far has approved everything that I needed, right? So, blind belief in authority is the greatest enemy of truth. Yeah, it really is, right? Blind belief that a doctor who's met me for 5 minutes is going to tell me how long I'm going to live and how long I've got, and how I'm going to die. Sorry, I'm not going to buy it. I can't buy it. I absolutely can't. If I let them get into my head and tell me that I'm on my way out and I've only got 2 to 4 months, whatever, it's not going to turn out good. And I know that. Positive, right? We've all heard about these tests where they take rice and they talk to it, and tell it wonderful, nice things. You're sweet, you're wonderful. And then they have another one where they talk bad to it and, negative, and how different they look, the pathology for just our thoughts and, our beings. I'm being positive. I cannot be negative. I know that's going to weigh me down. So, yeah, it's okay if all you do today is survive. And I'm saying that to all of you. It's hard right now. It's hard in this fight, in this world. And some days, all you're going to do is just survive. And that's all you got to do. So don't think that you got to save the world every day, right? Let's see. We got a couple of other clips. I brought you guys a Jimmy Dore clip. Did you watch Jimmy on Friday? Jimmy's getting a lot of shit for, I don't know, being a Trump supporter, I guess. But whatever, doesn't really matter. Political politics is not going to save us from anything. You know, we got the third party fighting, AOC attacking Jill Stein online. I got that for you. We're going to talk about that, but I don't think it matters. I've been telling you, electoral politics is a joke. It is wrestling for political people, right? And so let's hear what JFK had to say about all the food we're consuming, because that is his main concern, right? Trump said he'll let him take over health and social services or something like that, right, if he gets named to the administration. And it turns out that he did give him VP. I brought that video. We'll talk about that in a minute. But let's talk about healthy foods, because getting healthy foods in America is so bloody hard to find. Oh, come on. We're not going to start jumping slides today. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
So here is RFK. He's going to tell you what I've been talking about seed oils and all the garbage that's in our food, which is why I don't eat packaged food anymore. I only eat fresh food cooked by a human. Let's watch this.
Should people be worried about these kind of products?
Seed oils are one of the most unhealthy ingredients that we have in foods. And seed oils, the reason they're in the foods is because they're heavily subsidized. They're very, very cheap, but they are associated with all kinds of very, very serious illnesses, including body-wide inflammation.
Right.
Which affects all of our health. It's one of the worst things you can eat, and it's almost impossible to avoid. If you eat any processed food, you're going to be eating seed oil.
Right, and it's interesting, the government subsidizes it. Why would the government want to subsidize something that's going to make people sick, and then in the end, we all end up paying for that in terms of healthcare costs, which are skyrocketing?
Yeah, because that is a direct result of corruption. About 75% of FDA's budget comes from regulated industry, and that means food processors and pharmaceutical industry. All of them profit from a sick population.
You know, a big item that, and by the way, it's getting very expensive, are cereals. Why is the food coloring in particular bad?
Cereals.
Food coloring, you see here yellow food coloring, that is a petroleum product. Mm-hmm. It's associated with really, with depression. It's associated with autoimmune injuries and ADHD.
Yeah, sounds like an American.
Did you know any of that? Did you know that food coloring is associated with any of that stuff? Depression, ADHD. I had no idea. I did know that when I went to Europe, there's like Gatorade colors that they don't sell there.
Yeah, right.
There's lots of food coloring they don't sell there. And that's what he's talking about here, that you can only get these certain food colorings in the United States. Other countries have outlawed them. Why? Because they're not as corrupt as the United States.
Exactly. That was a great clip from Friday's show. I want to say Jimmy Dore getting the heat like he always does, but we still love him no matter who he's supporting in this circus this year around, right? So isn't it odd that food without pesticides is more expensive? Isn't that odd? Food with less ingredients is more expensive, like salad. Try to find some organic salad, and you're looking at $5 for a little pack, right? Food that is healthy is more expensive. It's almost like they want us sick. Really? So that way we can get sick, and then they can tell us that we need to take their Western treatments with all of these petroleum-based big pharma drugs, right? Yeah, and I've known this my whole adult life, and we've known it's getting so much worse, and I'm not going to expect that this system is going to cure me. I'm just not. I have to do it myself, and I know that. The U.S. has the highest healthcare spent per person in the United States. Yes, we could have forced the vote, but, the squad decided to vote for a mama bear, so we wouldn't even force a vote on the floor of the House, which it never would have passed the Senate anyways, but come on, they could have at least threw us a bone. That's the one thing about the Democratic Party is there's many times that they could appease the progressives and shut us up with just a little crumb or a cracker, and they never do it, right? It's blatant in your face no. So United States, let's see, 12,318 per person on average. Germany, now I have a really good friend who is a German doctor, and I've been talking to her, and the things that she tells me, I tend to listen to because Germany does have a better medical system. Germany is 7K, Switzerland 7K, Australia almost 7K, 6.6. So, healthcare. This is Ohio. This is from a chart from the Ohioan. And let's see. In the U.S., it is proper etiquette to ask the person who's dying if they prefer that you call an ambulance, because hey, ambulances are expensive, right? How many times have you needed to go to ER and you go, don't call an ambulance, I'll get a ride, I'll take the bus. Like, that is the American way. And try to get a Metaflight. A Metaflight is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. If you live rural like I do and you need airlifted to a bigger medical facility in one of the major cities, yeah, you're looking at a lot of money out of pocket. And they expect you to pay for that. Like, your insurance ain't covering that. If you get medevac somewhere, you're going to pay for that. So I'm looking into insurance. I think it's like $100 for the year to get Metaflight insurance, which might save my life someday, right? Let's see. Doctors look like you don't have any health insurance, so we're going to let you die. Okay, fantastic. Thank you, right? That's kind of the way it goes in U.S. What happened to this law that we had? I know we had it in the 90s, where doctors weren't allowed to know who your insurance was, right? It was an anti-discrimination law. Doctors weren't even allowed to ask you who your insurance provider was. I think that you could offer the information, but you weren't allowed, they weren't allowed to ask. Now they base everything on who your insurance is. Can I get approval for this procedure? Will your insurance cover this medicine? Doctors are very well versed in the insurances now, which is shocking. Just like the big pharma ads on TV. Those are shocking. I mean, we changed so many things since the 90s, and you could thank the Democrats for most of that. It was not the Republicans. Ooh, the evil Republicans, but it's the Democrats who've been super evil since the 90s, if you ask me. I mean, let's not rule out, Bush and Cheney and that whole fiasco. But tell me again how you think an industry that makes money off people being sick is going to give you a free shot to make you super healthy. Ooh, you're not allowed to say that on YouTube, right? We got censored. We got suppressed. We are so censored over here at Beauty and the Boomer and Trailer Park Pundit. But that's okay. Y'all find us every day when we're live. So... yeah, I did not take the boop boop. You guys know that. And I'm thankful, because I would probably be far worse than I am right now. A chronic illness can take someone who is educated, ambitious, hardworking, tireless, and rob them of their ability to work, clean house, exercise, think clearly, or even feel awake or healthy again. And yes, this is true. This is the thing. Just don't judge. I know so many people out there with autoimmune deficiencies, and just they're fighting so many issues. Sometimes you can't get up and clean the house. You can't do the work. You can't. And I'm sure there's going to be times like that for me in the future. I'm doing my best to stay upbeat and stay productive every day. The last 2 days have been pretty good. I haven't felt that great, but I just push through it every day. So if you want to help me out, there is other ways to donate. I know some of you are anti-GoFundMe, and I understand that. All of these money collecting platforms, they all have screwy rules and suppression and censorship, just like, anybody else. Remember, we couldn't do Assange GoFundMes? They would take them down. If you even mentioned Assange, like, they would flag your GoFundMe. They messed with me a little bit a couple of years ago, but they've been really good for health issues. So there is one way, all the Cash Apps, the Venmo, and the PayPal, because I've been getting messages like, do you got anything else in GoFundMe? Definitely. And you can always buy me a coffee. I'm back on caffeine. I quit caffeine for like 3 or 4 days because my tremors were so bad, but it hasn't been bothering me as much. I know it's the RSO. The RSO is really helping me, the cannabis. So, and I want to wish everybody a very happy Labor Day, brought to you by the workers of this country for many, many decades, actually like a century, right? So we're hosting a picnic in your honor. Sorry, I have to get a second job. Aww. That is the American way. Get a second job, get a third job, shit, get 5 jobs. Maybe you can cover your bill, but you're never going to get to buy a house. Ha ha, right? People are like, how are people buying houses? I'm like, who's buying houses other than BlackRock? I don't know. But I see a lot of new construction in my area. We have quite a few new houses, complexes going up, like, 700 houses. And I would be excited if I thought it was affordable housing, but it's not. It's just going to be more people moving up here from California and taking our water and our resources, because you would think we have a lot of water on the Olympic Peninsula, right? We got the Olympic Mountains. We've got the Dungeness River. Yeah, no, not so much. Our snowpack has been terrible the last few years, even with them chemtrailing us every day. It was really nice for Labor Day weekend. We got clear skies. The cloud seeders got the weekend off. So it was beautiful yesterday and the day before. So nice to look up in the sky and not see big ass streaks, right? So happy Labor Day to everybody. If you are off today or working and getting time and a half, yay, good for you. Get those bonus hours in, right? I always like the holidays. So I'd always work the holidays because, hey, I'll work on a holiday and get time and a half. I ain't doing anything on Labor Day, right? I saw Ann Wake Up had this one too. Pull the lever and change the color of the trolley from red to blue. That's all we're doing by voting and supporting this uniparty political system. You guys know how I feel about it. I've worked for almost every viable third party out there. And as much as I would like to see a third party rise up, the Democrats and the Republicans are never going to let that happen. They have control over this system at the end of the day, like I always say, and they're not going to let a third party, whether it be libertarian, whether it be Greens, whether it be a whole new party, and RFK had to come to that realization, and I'm pretty sure that's why he joined Trump, is because he knew that he could not get that energy to move into a third party. But you know who could have? Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders could have built a true third party in 2016, but he bent the knee and kissed Queen Hillary's ass. And within 2 years, they tore our movement apart. They splintered us into a million different pieces through different methods, right? Propaganda, infiltrating our groups, you name it, they did it to us. And absolutely what they did, they killed that energy. We had enough energy and we had enough support of the everyday working Americans to have a viable third party. And I recognized that in 2016. So I immediately, in August of 2016, started working with the Green Party, visiting the Libertarian Party. I started supporting the People's Party, and I supported PIP, Progressive Independent Party. And I supported Shama Sawant's groups, which, of course, is Socialist Alt. I thought somebody could channel that energy into an actual viable party, but it never happened. And I'm just here to say none of these candidates now have that kind of energy. So I don't see it happening this time around. Definitely not. If we couldn't do it in 2016, they're never going to do it this year around. So that's probably why RFK jumped. Let's see. A history of Democrats refusing to codify Roe v. Wade when they could have. Let's see. They could have done it under Jimmy Carter. They had a supermajority from 1977 to 1979 and a majority in 79 through 81. But, Carter was too chicken to do that, right? He bowed to the Democrats, too. Bill Clinton, he had a full majority from 93 to 95, and they promised, I remember them promising, right? But they don't actually care about codifying Roe v. Wade. They just care about bringing it out every 4 years so they can use it as a platform for them to beg for votes and to scare people. It's fear mongering, right? They go and they fear monger the 18 through 30 year olds who this really directly affects, right? mostly. I know when I was 18, I definitely wanted the right to have an abortion if I needed to. And so, of course, that's why I was a Democrat. You know, hey, Grandma was a Democrat. I've been a lifelong Democrat till just a couple years ago when I went inside their corrupt, stinking party and was an elected PCO for 8 years and saw firsthand what they're truly about. And they're about war, and they are about supporting corporate, technocracy. They want censorship. They want track trace. They all do, though, right? Barack Obama. This is the one I love to hit people with. Supermajority for 72 days. That's pretty sad. But he had a majority from 2009 to 2011, and plus independenters who agreed to vote for the Freedom of Choice Act. Obama promised to codify first thing. He did, remember? Oh, first thing I'm going to do in office is codify Roe v. Wade. After winning the election, but Obama quickly said after winning, it is not in his highest legislative priority, right? Oh, two-faced, like they always are. Talking out both sides of their face, as I love to say. Joe Biden had full majority for 21 through 23. He didn't do it, right? But Harris is going to do it now. And when Democrats say we didn't have enough votes and the fundraising for anti-abortion Dems over pro-choice Dems, don't they call themselves pro-abortion Dems now? Yeah. What? Because they can't say pro-choice anymore because they really don't want you to have a choice over your body. That's why they mandated the boop boop. So yeah, they're just pro-abortion, which just blows my mind, right? And let's see, they're telling you they don't support choice. Absolutely they don't. Thank you, Oz. That was a good breakdown. Just a reminder, don't listen to the Dems when they tell you that this election is the scariest election because if the Republicans get in, they're gonna take Roe v. Wade and crush it. No, they're trying to do what they call blue state medical tourism. They want anybody that needs to seek an abortion to have to go to one of their clinics in one of these blue states, and they will fly you and pay for your flight and put you up in a hotel and send you out to one of these procedure clinics to get your procedure, and they get federal funding for it. So that's the actual plan. I've been telling you guys this for years. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. They're just blowing smoke. And Whitney Webb, the talking point is going around that myself and others who reject the two-party paradigm are teaching learned helplessness. How dare you? To our audiences, what is actually learned helplessness is teaching people that our only hope as a society is to vote for a lying politician every 4 years. Ooh, burn. Psh. And yeah, Tom, you're so shocked. You're always so shocked. Tom needs to listen to Whitney more, I think is what's going to go on here. Good job, Whitney. Whitney's always doing great interviews. Let's see, what is this? Oz helped me with a lot of this deck this weekend. I appreciate it, and I'm glad to see the boomer back in his chair and working, getting his cognitive function back, looking a little more pink in the cheeks, and it's been a long fight for him. He's been battling pretty much long COVID. And it's good to see that he is back on the deck. So we're going to be kicking it on Saturday. Make sure that you join us. Let me throw a few more wrenches. Welcome, Jeffrey Pearson. I threw you a wrench. I hope you ducked it. Okay, let's figure out what this is. Oz sent this to me. CNN, the most disgusting name in bullshit. Well, we know that.
Remarkable situation in that you are a Democrat who debated her in a Democratic primary, and now you are helping the Republican nominee to debate her. And on that, I remember in 2020, you attacked Harris for being too aggressive as a prosecutor, which is the opposite from what Donald Trump is saying about her as weak on crime. So which is it?
What I pointed out in that debate stage and the 2020 campaign was her hypocrisy. It was how she was saying one thing and doing another, how she was prosecuting people for smoking marijuana and laughing about it when she was asked about it on a radio show. And I think this goes to the heart of many of these different issues that we're seeing now that Kamala Harris is trying to hide from voters is how she says her position is one thing, but her actions and her record show exactly the opposite. And you can point to that on issues related to the economy, issues related to freedom of speech. She says she stands for freedom of speech, and yet, as we've seen time and time again, her and Joe Biden have taken actions both directly and indirectly to censor free speech. Most recently, I can point to my own experience of this, of how the Harris-Biden administration have added me to a secret domestic terror watch list the very day after Kamala Harris was endorsed by Joe Biden. And I was on TV and warning the American people about what I saw as the dangers of a Kamala Harris presidency, taking action that was clearly political retaliation. They've done this to a lot of different people, which points to how dangerous it is to have people in power so willing to abuse that power to go after political opponents.
Okay. I'm not familiar with the secret terror watch list. We're definitely going to follow up on that. But I do want to move on to what...
Because you would never get on it because you never tell the truth. So, of course, Dana Bash is going to be hosting the next upcoming debate between Harris and Trump. What is it, like September 10th or something? You guys know I'll make fun of it after it's done. But that was gross. Yeah, what a joke. Tulsi, we had such high hopes for Tulsi in 2016, right? I've met her a couple of times out on the campaign trail. She signed our Journey for Bernie card, and then she just... And it was fun to watch her burn Harris on the debate stage in 2020. And that was a, oh yeah, moment. But yeah, Tulsi the last year, she's been just kind of grifting between hanging out with Shmuley and jumping on board with Trump and RFK Jr. I've been telling you she's breaking right all year, and she is breaking right. You know, that's what they do. They leave one side of the uniparty and they go to the other side of the uniparty. She's an idiot.
Situation.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that must have been on automatic. Let's see. What is this? Just in, Kamala Harris tells Jake Tapper in an interview with CNN that she wants to censor social media sites like Facebook and X. Well, of course she does. And Dan says this isn't going to lose the election for them. No, this in itself is going to lose the election for them. Bullshit. The Dems have been censoring us for the last 4 years. None of y'all noticed it, right? If you're not in independent media, you haven't had a boot on your neck for the last 4 years. We've had a boot on our neck for the last 8 years because we got, censored by the Republican side during COVID. So we've just been every which way. We have censorship and, tyranny coming for us. Let's see. Let's hear this Jake Tapper interview. Ugh.
He has lost his privileges, and it should be taken down. And the bottom line is that you can't say that you have one rule for Facebook.
Hold on, I'm turning it up.
Twitter. The same rule has to apply, which is that there has to be a responsibility that is placed on these social media sites to understand their power. They are directly speaking to millions and millions of people without any level of oversight or regulation, and that has to stop.
A true American would call that freedom of speech. Your First Amendment. That's exactly what the Democrats do. They want to censor anybody who's saying anything that they don't like. But doesn't that take away who we are as Americans? Yes, it does, right? The First Amendment is there to protect speech we don't like. As much as we don't like skinheads marching or, a satanic worship groups putting their shit out there in public, it is freedom of speech. And we have to fight for freedom of speech, even if, Destiny. Take Destiny, for example. Can't stand that guy. He's so full of crap. But I don't want to see him censored. As much as I think what he says is stupid, I have the right to turn the channel and go find somebody who's telling the truth. And Americans have forgotten that. We have forgotten that our number one first constitutional right is to protect other people's speech that we don't like. And the Democrats used to be the party that was the free speech party, but now they're pro-war and anti-First Amendment, if you haven't noticed. So thank you, Oz, for dropping that. I've got a couple more down the deck that kind of go over this. We're going to talk about Zuckerberg and the letter he wrote to one of the committees. We're going to talk about X. You know, they're trying to get rid of X in Brazil, right? They're making it illegal to use a VPN in the country to look at news in the countries that are banned. And we know those countries are Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Russia, you know, a bunch of the global south that has rose up against pretty much the BRICS countries, right? So we'll talk about that in a minute when we get down there.
He has lost his privilege.
These weren't set on him, or they weren't. I got to set them on manual, or they play twice when I hit them. So my bad. I thought I checked all of them. Reality can't be ignored except at a price, and the longer ignorance is persisted in, the higher and more terrible becomes the price that must be paid. That would be Aldous Huxley, of course. Brave New Future, or you know. We love him. Did you guys know that Caitlin Johnstone painted this? We love Katie Johnstone. We've been bringing Katie Johnstone to you since 2016. Get signed up for her newsletter. She drops a new article daily, or go over to her Substack and follow her. You can even friend her on Facebook. I've been friends with her for years on Facebook. But she's auctioning these off, and she's just done some beautiful work. She's a beautiful artist. I just love her work all the way around. So good job. I did not know that was Caitlin Johnstone's when I first saw it, and then I saw other ones and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Caitlin. So good job, Caitlin. Barack Obama. Let's see what Barack is up to. Barack Obama is the only two-term president in the U.S. history to be at war every day of his presidency. The only one. No progressive legislation passed. No Wall Street bankers prosecuted. Historic levels of income inequality. He's a fraud and a con man, and an enemy of the working class. The world owes him an apology. What? No, we don't owe him an apology. He owes us an apology. Remember, he let Citibank choose his administration for him. He is bought and paid for. It has been since day one when they tried to put him in there. And I think a lot of his history was scammed, right? Because he kind of came out of nowhere and rose fast. Kind of like Harris, right? Trailer Park, let's see. Clueless. Kamala Harris. Definitely clueless. You know, they're sure keeping her away from the cameras. You don't see her out there mingling with the public much. You see her out there kissing big donors' asses, but she's not likable. She has had one elected delegate, so the Democrats know to not just put her out there and let her start talking to people because she's not very likable. So, yeah, they're keeping her hidden. They're keeping her tucked away. It's clear to see. Okay, let's talk about this AOC video. Oh, my gosh. This was just god awful. So last night, AOC laying in the comfort of her DC apartment, which I know where she lives because she used to live close to Fair and Franzak. She lives in a pretty nice condo, from what I hear. And she was kicking back on her couch and decided it was time to whip out the claws and go after Jill Stein. But here's the thing. She got the information wrong to begin with, and she's just a liar propagandist who supports the Democrats 100% on anything they do or say, right? She refused to force the vote. Do you know that she is the worst ranked member to pass legislation? She hardly even ever introduces anything, and she's never gotten anything even passed. I think Rashida Tlaib and who's the other one? Ilhan Omar have actually introduced more things than AOC. AOC, like Kent always says over at Heartlands. So check this out. You're in for a treat if you haven't seen this, but everybody was sharing this yesterday.
Y'all, this is a little spicy, but I have thoughts.
Oh, she has thoughts.
I feel like I should save this for a live. I'm not coming for people who are thinking about this. I'll talk to you. What I have a problem with is the fact that if you are running for president, you are the de facto leader of your party. And first of all, trust me on this. I run as a third-party candidate in New York. I also run as a working families party candidate in addition to running as a Democrat. Because trust me, I've been on record that about my criticisms of a two-party system. So this is not about that. But you are the leader of your party. And if you run for years and years and years and years and years in a row, and your party has not grown, and you don't add city council seats, and you don't add down ballot candidates, and you don't add state electeds, that's bad leadership. And that to me is what's upsetting. Because if you have been your party's nominee for 12 years in a row.
That's not true.
4 years
Hawkins
ago,
got
4
it
years
in
before that, and 4 years before that.
See, she's missing 4.
And you cannot grow your movement.
That's true.
Pretty much
They've been
at
pretty
all.
cliquey.
And can't pursue any successful strategy. And all you do is show up once every 4 years to speak to people who are justifiably pissed off, but you're just showing up once every 4 years to do that. You're not serious. You're not to me, it does not read as authentic. It reads as predatory. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it. Because as a person, I endorse Working Families Party candidates. I endorse DSA candidates. I take risks, and I endorse
DSA
even in primaries against Democrats when it's merited.
Ass-kissers.
What does this person do to grow power for the...
Oh my gosh, that was just so gross. Let's see. I'll get over here on the big camera. She's got so much information wrong. For one, Jill Stein was not the nominee in 2020. Of course, Howie Hawkins, the little sniveling vax supporter, he was the choice for the party. And we know the Green Party pulled a bunch of hanky crap in 2020, right? You guys remember my friend Chad Wilson. Some of you don't appreciate, but he came in. He told us all about their primary and their convention and the backdoor bullshit that was going on, just much like the Dems. And I have found the Green Party to be cliquey. They could really support and promote more people than they do. But, you know, I don't think any party's going to do it. They're just not going to do it. I mean, okay, she has a valid point about Jill showing up every 4 years. And you guys know how I personally feel about Jill Stein. I've never kept that a secret. Every time I've ever met her in person, she has been rude as hell to me. And I've met her multiple times over the last 10 years. So, yeah, whatever. Let's hear from Comrade Misty Putin, buddy. Missy Winston, she has a great take on this, and I got to agree with Sister Misty. This is the truth right here about third parties.
They're never going to allow a third-party candidate unless that third party has been completely co-opted and is controlled. Absolutely. They will never allow a third-party candidate to reach power. They're never going to allow anybody who's actually going to challenge the establishment and actually challenge the system to any kind of position of power. That's just reality. They own the entire system. And that's what's 100%. So frustrating is that that's obvious to me. Even if, let's say, you know, there's a third-party candidate, you go vote for them and they actually get in, one of two things will happen. Either that person will get co-opted and acquiesce to power and they will just go along with the corruption. That's what they do. I don't think that there is any hope at all in electoral politics, even with the third party candidate. They're never going to allow the Green Party to get to the 5% or whatever it is to reach federal funding. They're never going to allow that stuff to happen. They own the system. We can't even audit our elections. It's a joke. So it's fine, I guess, if you want to go do it. Just as I said earlier, don't pretend like that's going to be a change maker, because it's not.
Right? And you guys know I'm really torn because I'm not a huge Trump supporter, never have been. I know realistically what Trump stands for. Let's not forget that his daughter, Ivanka, and her husband, Jared Kushner, they sell real estate, and they are hell-bent to be selling some waterfront property condos in Gaza. So, you know, at the end of the day, like I always say, doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter. I believe that Jill Stein got more of the vote in 2016 than was actually reported. I saw that energy on the ground move from Bernie Sanders, refuse the Democratic Party and Hillary Clinton, and pivot to Jill Stein. But they're never going to let a party pull that high, a third party, because then they have to give them federal support. So they control the polls, they control the votes, they control, you know, and we got to talk about the electoral vote, because come on, the electoral vote is where the elections actually happen. So even if they have the power of the people behind them, they've got to get the power of the electorate behind them. So Missy, right on with that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all a political clown show. What's Bernie doing? Let's see. Vote blue no matter who. Jink Uger. Oh, yeah. This way, progressives. Bernie Sanders being the sheep herder that he is. And vote blue no matter who. AOC. And I got this, Bernie. Oh, yeah. And, of course, there's Anna. Muslim vote evenly split between Jill Stein and Kamala Harris, new poll finds. Polls show that 40% drop in Muslim support for Democrats as they lean towards third parties amid outrage over Gaza. Yeah, but it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Sadly, I just don't see how it's going to matter. Great new reface from Oz on the deck. Thanks. Catwoman. You guys saw I'm not doing my nails right now because I don't know if the pulse ox machines can read through them. So I'm trying to grow my nails back out naturally and not go get them done or do them myself. Kamala faces backlash from supporters. This is what Sabby says. Thank you so much. Shout out to Sab. Sab has been great. She's reached out to me. She shared my GoFundMe. She donated. I just have so much love for Sabby. So go follow Sabby Salvati if you're new here, and you're going to love her. She's amazing, and she's got a great community over there. So keep up the great work, Sab. And let's hear from another CNN clip. Ugh.
Every day I turn around, I'm seeing another co-founder from the uncommitted movement on another freaking show. Abandon Harris isn't getting that attention because they did not endorse Kamala Harris. You guys endorsed her and you didn't even get anything. You got played.
They always get played.
You bought a ticket from a scalper that's not going to get you into the game. So unless you're willing to say, if you don't do this, Kamala Harris, we're going to support Jill Stein. If you don't do this, we're going to support the couch. If you don't do this, we're not going to vote for you. I think you just need to fall back. That's how I feel right now. This is ridiculous.
It is.
This is absolute, all this begging and crying and what. I can't. Grow some balls.
Grow some balls.
And tell her you're not going to support her.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Grow some balls.
You got DNC delegates that are part of that movement, so they trying to stay within that. They still want to be a part of that bubble.
They do.
Not to mention, one of them is Rashida Tlaib's sister.
Oh,
so as I said before, if you guys really serious about this, leave the freaking party.
Yeah.
There were over 100,000 people in Michigan that voted uncommitted during the primary, and I'm pretty sure those two co-founders don't speak for everyone that's a part of that movement. I know because I interviewed one of them on the show who made it clear that they don't speak for the rest of them.
Right.
The backlash that Kamala has received from that interview, coming from people that were excited when she was announced as the nominee.
Who was excited?
You would think that would wake Kamala Harris's campaign up, but no.
No. They refuse. They don't care. They don't care. In a rigged system,
you don't have to vote for Kamala or Donald Trump.
Nope.
You can vote for Jill Stein. You can vote for Cornel West. You can vote against genocide.
So, that's really, you guys know I've always voted Green Party for like the last 10 years. And I don't even know if it even matters to vote anymore. I'll throw my vote to Jill Stein. I see a lot of our community. We got RBN over there, Sabby, supporting the Green Party because they want to see them rise up. But they know they're not delusional. They understand that it isn't really going to matter. And I just can't tell people 10 years from now that I voted for Donald Trump. I just can't. I've held out all these years. I'm not going to change now. And I see Trump as a part of the Uniparty, absolutely, with his stances on Gaza and Israel. His stances on Israel are a nightmare. And we're going to get there because I brought you videos. She deserves an apology. What is up with all the Democrats needing apologies? They need to be apologizing to us for abusing us all these years. I don't know who's putting these out there, but stop it. They do not deserve anything. Did you see this at the DNC? They beat an 80-year-old woman down. Yeah, they wouldn't even let her pick up her cane. Pigs of Empire doing what pigs of Empire do. Let's check it out. You bastards. Big tough cops.
Are you okay?
All she was trying to do is get her cane.
Walking stick? Can I help you up? I don't have a walking stick. Can I help you up? Okay. Can I put this to the side?
What? All those cops standing around, they couldn't pick her up or help her.
She dropped? Hold on.
Yeah, I dropped.
Do you mind if I can? Okay, ready?
Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
When you're older, it's hard to get up off the ground. I know.
I got your glasses.
They knocked her glasses off, wouldn't let her, and all that happened was her cane kind of got caught behind the cops, and she was reaching for it. And they march at you militarized like that. I've had them come at us like that at the DNC in 2016. That is absolutely disgusting, but that is what the pigs of Empire do. They work for Empire. They're not there to protect you and serve you. They're there to do what they've been paid to do, and that is to clear anybody out, and they don't care if they're 80 years old, right? Yeah, serving and protecting peace stuff. That's what our pigs of Empire do. I don't know. There might still be a good local cops, but I don't know any of them. 52 Palestinians were killed in the last 24 hours, but we were only told of the 6 Israeli hostages. This is the greatest crime of these 328 days of genocide and 76 years of ethnic cleansing is the accepted of devaluation of the Palestinian life. Absolutely. That's every day they lie to us about the numbers. We're never going to see real numbers when it comes to the deaths in Gaza. We know it. We've been reporting it for a long time. They kill all the journalists, so it's kind of hard to get accurate numbers. They kill and attack all of the nonprofits that go in there to try to help. So it must take a special kind of stupid to want another 4 years of what we just had. And this is exactly what we're going to get. This is exactly, if Harris wins, we're getting 4 more years of Biden's policies. Because let's face it, she don't have no policies. Go check out her platform right now. She ain't got no new policies. She just borrowed some from Biden, and she doesn't even talk about how she's going to change them over there. Yeah, quit thinking this is going to change anything. It's the greatest election of our lifetime. Please. No, it's the greatest election for their control over our constitutional rights. Let's see. AIPAC congressman and Satan Yo-Ho. Yeah, right. Benjamin Netanyahu can't back off now. He can't back down. Hamas brought a deal to the table just a couple of days ago, from what I understand, and Bibi didn't even respond. Why? Because he can't. The far-right faction that has control of Israel right now will not accept that at any cost. If he does weaken his position even the smallest amount and start, talking back and forth with Hamas and the Palestinians, he will get ripped out of office and he will get arrested just like that. So he has no choice but to ride this out and be the evil monster that he is, from what I understand. And we've been saying that. We're never going to see a ceasefire deal. Not from the Israelis. Tell the U.S. stops sending weapons and stops pressuring them to continue this genocide. Come on, ultimately, we are the police of the world. If we really wanted to stop Israel, we could have told them no. But we never tell them no. We give them all the money that we could use on our own citizens here at home, for health care and so many other things, affordable housing. And we ship it off for more weapons, more military attacks in so many more countries. How many countries are we doing this in? Multi, right? This is so gross. So this is Sheldon Adelson's wifey. Sheldon Adelson, he huge Apex supporter, Israeli supporter, passed a couple of years ago, was responsible for Trump's first election. He's the one who got behind Trump and pushed him, right? I've known that since 2019. Let's hear what his wife has to say about the belief she has in Trump for the war. Oh, this is gray zone.
Let's take a look at the Republican Party and its, I guess, top donor, Miriam Adelson, who has pledged $100 million through a super PAC to Donald Trump, basically declaring that Trump let her do whatever Israel wanted thanks to her money. And this is at a Stop Anti-Semitism golf club event, I think at Mar-a-Lago.
President is Donald Trump. He promised to recognize Jerusalem and to move the embassy to Jerusalem. Promise kept.
Which he did.
He promised to withdraw from Iran nuclear deal.
Which he did.
Promise kept.
These are all the things they paid him
to
for.
bring peace between Israel and Arab nations. Promise kept.
Okay.
And all in Golan Heights, that was a big gift. He
That was
promised
the
Golan
biggest.
Heights, and he recognized.
We're taking Golan Heights.
And all of this he did in his first term while battling COVID pandemic, race riots, and the liberal media.
Such a hero. Get him, guys.
So
Get her.
It's so elucidating to hear her say all that in an Israeli accent. Someone who is the widow
Get her,
of the late
Max.
casino billionaire Sheldon Adelson, who
Where's your
dominated
green
the Republican
card?
Party as a Zionist donor. And a scandal emerged from that event, but that wasn't the scandal. That wasn't the scandal that the media chose from that event. That itself, to me, should be the scandal. I mean, we're talking about the biggest foreign meddling operation in history taking place right before our eyes. The scandal was that Donald Trump declared that the Medal of Honor he gave to Miriam Adelson, Israeli super donor, who also helped sponsor whose late husband also helped sponsor the career of Benjamin Netanyahu.
Absolutely.
That Medal of Honor was better than Medal of Freedom. Medal of Freedom was better than the medals of honor given to U.S. troops. And, the subtext there that the corporate media, CNN and MSNBC, refused to convey to the public is that Sheldon Adelson is someone who said that he regretted fighting for the U.S. Army and that he wished he had fought for the Israeli army instead. I mean, these are Israeli cutouts pushing an Israel first policy that's being marketed to low info Republican voters as America first. And that's the scandal. But no one said that. I mean, it's pretty shocking.
Yeah,
and so,
like the media covered half the scandal. The media covered the scandal about Trump insulting the veterans, but they omitted the part about Trump insulting the veterans at the behest of a pro-Israel donor. That part was just completely minimized because they're in on that. They also do Israel's bidding as well, and they do exactly what Trump does, which is basically engage in corruption for their own enrichment for the benefit of Israel.
Yep, exactly what we've seen. So, I'm just so not in love with Trump. I'm sorry. I see so many progressives moving over to Trump, and yeah, we might get some better, cleaner food in our country. We might actually get some border control because, come on, let's face it, we don't have any under the Democrats. But am I voting for Trump? Fuck no. Fuck no. This one had Last American Vagabond. We love Ryan Christian here. So Trump on the biometric tracking system. That's very good. COVID jab. How Israel should rightfully have control over the U.S. Congress. And you might be surprised to know that Kamala Harris shares all these stances. Apparently pointing these facts out is blackpilling people. Two-party paradigm illusion. Exactly. So I brought you all of these videos. These were all great takes. Let's start with the first one. Here's Donald Trump telling you right in his own words.
Number 8, we will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately.
Oh, we need it so desperately.
For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice?
You ever notice?
In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, It will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
For all of you, we're going to start out with the immigrants, but why stop there? Because it'll be so much more convenient if you travel abroad, if we can track trace you too. Oh, there you are. So yeah, don't think that they're not coming for all of us. We've been warning you about the track trace system. That is in place. It's already coming. It's already here. They're already doing it via your data. You know, they can track everything you say and do, and they do. Some Candace Owens. Well, we're not big Candace Owen fans here, but sometimes she says some things that make sense. Let's see. I love this meme. The media, people that trust the media. Yeah, you guys are getting pissed on for sure.
Yeah, more people have died under COVID this year, by the way, under Joe Biden, than under you, and more people took the vaccine this year. So people are questioning how.
Well, no, the vaccine worked, but some people aren't taking it. The ones that get
interviewed
very
Trump.
sick and go to the hospital are the ones that don't take the vaccine. But it's still their choice. And if you take the vaccine, you're protected. Look, the results of the vaccine are very good. And if you do get it, it's a very minor form. People aren't dying when they take the vaccine.
Okay, tell that to my mother-in-law who's double vaxxed and in the ICU fighting for her life with COVID right now. Yeah, but she won't die, according to Trump. Yeah, just don't forget that was Trump's stance. And this one here, this was the last one in that 3-pack that Ryan Christian, the Last American Vagabond, put out. Go follow Last American Vagabond. He's got a newsletter that goes out daily, too. And you can go to his website if you can't find him on any of the platforms, because he is one of the most censored people out there, along with Whitney Webb and so many others.
Well, you know, the biggest change I've seen in Congress is Israel literally owned Congress. You understand that 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And it was so powerful. It was so powerful. And I think you know exactly what I'm saying. They had such power. Israel had such power, and rightfully, over Congress.
You know, Israel was the most powerful lobby in the country 15 years ago. Today, between Tlaib and AOC and all of these people, what they're doing, Israel, they don't have the backing that they once had.
You'll give it to them.
Yeah, I'm good.
Poor AIPAC. Poor AIPAC. They don't have enough support in the U.S. They used to be number one. They're not anymore. Oh, let me turn down. I turned up for that video, and now I'm blasting your ears out. Okay, that should be better. We'll turn the slide deck down too. Some of these clips are kind of loud or quiet, so I have to crank it up for you guys to hear it. Where is my shadow cast? There it is. Okay, that should be better. Moving on, just a reminder, Trump stinks bad too. They all stink, right? Remember he was going to drain the swamp, and all he did was fill it with more swamp creatures? I'm convinced he will do that again. More Dana Bash. Oh, gosh, can we get enough of this woman? I've had enough of this woman the last 6 months. She kind of took over for Fredo, right? Over on CNN. Let's see what she has to say. Though nobody cares.
President Biden has tried unsuccessfully to end the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. He's been doing it for months and months, along with you. Would you do anything differently? For example, would you withhold some U.S. weapons shipments to Israel? That's what a lot of people on the progressive left want you to do.
Let me be very clear. I'm unequivocal and unwavering in my commitment to Israel's defense and its ability to defend itself. And that's not going to change.
That's not going to change.
Let's take a step back.
Let's take a step back. Wait for it.
1,200 people were massacred. Many young people who were simply attending a music festival
are killed by the
Women were
IOF.
raped. As I said then, I say today,
No proof.
Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
Ugh.
And how it does so matters. Far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. And
She has to say that.
we
She
have
doesn't
got
care.
to get a deal done.
Okay.
We were in Doha.
Uh-huh.
We have to get a deal done. This war must end,
In the meantime,
and we must get a deal.
She'll be saying that
is
4 years from
about
now.
Getting the hostages out. I've
Bullshit.
met with the families.
They don't give
of
two
the
shits
American
about those hostages.
Let's get the hostages out. Let's get the ceasefire done.
But no change in policy in terms of arms.
No change in
and
policy.
So forth.
No, we have to get a deal done. Dana, we have to get a deal done. When you look at
Never going to happen.
the significance of this to
They
the
can't.
families, to the people who are living in that region, A deal is not only the right thing to do to end this war, but will unlock so much of what must happen next. I remain committed since I've been on October 8th to what we must do to
since
work
October
toward a
8th,
two-state
she's been
solution,
committed.
where Israel is secure, and in equal measure, the Palestinians have security and self-determination
and
dignity.
occupation. Yeah, we know it's an open-air prison, so doesn't matter. Vote Trump, vote Harris. You're still voting for Israel at the end of the day. You're in a cult, and in the same cult, right? It doesn't matter if you're left or right. You're just supporting the military-industrial complex machine and corporations. Let us not forget how terrible the Israeli people have been and are being to the settlers. The West Bank, we're hearing a terrible things. I had a friend who was in a delegation that was there just a mere couple of weeks ago, and they said the settler violence is like nothing they've ever seen. They're tearing up the roads just to keep them from being able to travel. This is about a land grab, 100% about a land grab and an ethnic cleansing. They don't want a two-state solution. They absolutely don't. They would love nothing more than to continue to occupy and oppress the Palestinian people. Okay, we got one more clip here. Let's check it out.
Release the Israeli hostages! Release the Israeli hostages!
Wow, she's not unhinged.
Israeli hostages!
Why are they always so unhinged? That just blows my mind. They're kind of crazy here. Let's see. Remember the one that was like, oh, sure, I'd live on over the dead babies. Not a problem. Okay, so I got you a Jimmy Dore clip. This one's a long one. I want to say I cut it at like 5 or 6 minutes. I'm going to speed it up so we get through it faster. I just felt like I couldn't cut anything to get the whole message from Jimmy on here. And saying Zionist is banned. And we've talked about how the colleges all summer just spent time trying to figure out how to crush your freedom of speech and shut our children down from protesting and supporting the Palestinian people, even if that means taking your First Amendment away.
This is from The Intercept. The college administrators spent summer break dreaming up ways to squash Gaza protests. As students and faculty in the U.S. return to campuses for the fall semester, there are innumerable reasons to continue demonstrating against institutional complicity with Israel's genocidal war on Gaza. The need for those protests is as urgent as it's ever been. University and college administrators, however, are not only signaling plans to treat pro-Palestinian speech with intellectual dishonesty, they're making clear they plan to use their specious logic to inflict ever more repressive intolerance. New York University led by troubling example when the school shared an updated code of school conduct last week, ostensibly aimed at curtailing bigotry. The new language instead shuts down dissent by threatening to silence criticism of Zionism on campus. Students who speak out against Zionism and ethno-nationalist political ideology founded in the late 19th century will now risk violating the school's non-discrimination policies. The corporatized industry of American higher education is hardly a site of social justice and liberatory knowledge production. There is, however, something particularly ghoulish in NYU's action here. School communities are returning to a new academic year after a summer in which Palestinians have seen no shred of respite from Israel's U.S.-backed eliminationism. The constant bombing and forced displacement, a campaign of targeted starvation, purposeful destruction of water supplies, and denial of basic medical care. Instead of fighting against U.S. material support for these conditions, university administrators like those at NYU have spent that same summer prefiguring ways to demonize anti-genocide protesters as bigots. Tucked into a document purportedly offering clarification on school policy, the new NYU guidelines introduce an unprecedented expansion of protected classes to include Zionists and Zionism. Referring to the university's non-discrimination and anti-harassment policy known as NDAH, the updated conduct guide says speech and conduct that would violate the NDAH if targeting Jewish or Israeli people can also violate the NDAH if directed toward Zionists. The university's NDAH rules are intended to reflect the school's legal obligations, including the Title VI of the 1964 Civil Rights Act, which prohibits discrimination and harassment based on a student's race, color, national origin, religious identity, shared ancestry, or ethnicity, using code words like Zionists, the guide says, does not eliminate the possibility that your speech violates the NDAH policy. The entire premise of the guidance that Zionists must be functioning as a code word is a flaw egregious enough to reject the entire document outright. The language here is of utmost importance. The text does not say that Zionist can and has been used by anti-Semites as a code word, which is no doubt true. Instead, it takes it as a given that when used critically, Zionist simply is a code word. The ironies of the approach abound. On campuses and off, anti-Zionists have been vocally trying to ensure that Zionist does not get used as a stand-in word for Jewish. Yet it is Zionist. So this is the biggest joke. So Zionists are the people who want to conflate Zionism with being a Jew. They want to conflate Judaism and Zionism. So if you criticize Zionism, they can call you an anti-Semite.
Okay, so I kind of cut that one a little short. That was a Chris Hedges interview. Chris Hedges, we love Chris Hedges here, and Jimmy had a great conversation with him. Of course, Chris agreed with him. But the point is, and we've talked about this all year, we've talked about this since October 7th, there is a huge difference between Jews and Zionists, right? And don't get them conflated because they're not the same. You guys know I have a little Jew in me, and I'm not a Zionist. So yeah, let's not lump those terms together. But of course, they're trying to ban the word Zionist. So just a reminder that a Palestinian mother loves her children just as much as you love yours, and that is the message of humanity. Of humanity at the end of the day. These mothers watching their hearts break for their children who are just it's so sad watching these videos of children with their heads blown open and their bodies just mangled and maimed, and I couldn't imagine as a mother the heartbreak of seeing your child like that. And compassion at the end of the day is what we need. I brought you a Roger Waters video. Let's see what Roger had to say.
So, 12 cops, the old bill, come round to the house and arrest you. Sarah Wilkinson, I'm talking about now. They arrest you for standing up for human rights, campaigning against genocide. Yep. Okay. We know that these are policies that Keir Starmer doesn't agree with and Rishi Sunak didn't agree with. But you cannot get the old bill to come round and arrest people who have hearts and minds and have made up their own mind what they think about foreign policy. This is wrong. If you allow this to stand, the arrest of Sarah Wilkinson and the persecution of my friend Craig Murray, among others, then you have absolutely accepted that England is now a fascist state.
Yes.
1984 has arrived and is alive and well in the United Kingdom.
And the United States.
Over my dead body.
Aha. Yeah, he's a little fired up because they're arresting people for their posts over in the UK right now. So, if you post something that is anti-Israel, they'll just come kick your door in and freaking arrest you because they don't like what you're saying. UK doesn't have the freedom of speech that the United States has, but, we're well on our way to arresting people for their posts, too. Moving on. We still have a lot of deck to go. We're only on 40. We got an 80 slide deck. I tried to cut it back, just to give myself a little bit of a break this week, and we still ended up with 80 because there's always so much to talk about. Ew, Oz, did you put that on the deck? Ew, that's so gross. So wrong, but so true. We may disagree with RFK Jr., this is Jill Stein, about many things, but he's right about the Democratic Party uses a lawfare and dirty tricks to suppress Democratic competition and voter choice. The Dems preach about saving democracy, but in reality, they're working overtime to stamp it out. They sued him in 20 states, 25 states to try to keep him away from the DNC convention and keep him off the ballot. This is what the Democrats did to us as the Bernie movement in 2016. They've continued to do it, and they're full of shit when they say they're saving democracy. They don't care about democracy. They don't even know what democracy is. They just like to use that word, and they don't know what it means. Darn it, I hate when it doesn't bring my thumbnail up. My poor little computer doesn't handle the video preview very well. Let's just play it. I'm not sure what it is. We'll figure
President
it out. Oh, it's RFK.
Trump, reached out to me through this guy, Kelly Means, who's a food advocate, safe food advocate, about 3 hours after the shooting in Butler. I got a call from him, and he asked me if I was still interested in specifically in the VP slot, and I said no, which I would not have taken the vice president slot. And he said, would I be willing to talk to the administration, to President Trump, rather? And at first I said no. And I talked with some of my family members, and including my kids. And I then sent Kelly Means a note saying, I'm interested in talking. And I got a call almost immediately from President Trump. I spent about, 30 minutes on the phone with him. And we met the next day.
I played you those calls.
In Minneapolis. And then we met again more recently. We had continuing talks with him. And we met again more recently for a very, very intensive and long meeting at Mar-a-Lago with some of his family members.
Oh, you got to go to Mar-a-Lago.
And during those
You're
meetings,
so
during the first meeting, we talked about the idea of having a unity ticket where I would remain on the ballot, where we would ally ourselves on certain critical issues, but we would be able to continue to criticize each other on the issues that we did not
so you
align
pretend
on.
To be
and President Trump was very happy with that arrangement. And the critical issues on which we agreed, and I was really stunned to see the level of his commitment to those issues was one. There are the three issues that really got me into the presidential campaign. One was ending the war in Ukraine. The second issue was ending the censorship.
I'm down for that.
And the third issue, and most important to me, was addressing the childhood chronic disease epidemic. And
I'm down for all three of those.
These connected issues about soil health and the corruption in our regulatory agencies by USDA and FDA, NIH, CDC, and HHS, which have become sock puppets for the big pharmaceutical, big ag, big food processing industries that they're supposed to be regulating. He was very, very much aligned on those issues, and it gave us essentially a beachhead in which to construct, an alliance.
So there you are, confessions from RFK Jr. about how he hooked up with Trumpy. I played you those videos weeks ago, right after the shooting that blew a 2-centimeter hole in Trump's ear, but now his ear is perfect. Good medicine is all I got to say. Maybe they hit him with some stem cells and regenerated the growth in his ear. I don't know, but it seems a little weird if you ask me. Do you know that somebody tried to rush the stage this weekend in Pennsylvania again against Trump? And again, the Secret Service totally effed off. Like, what is up with y'all in Pennsylvania thinking that you can get at Trump? Like, that shit cracks me up. And Trump, maybe you should stop stopping in Pennsylvania. They seem to want you gone. So I just found that amusing. Yeah, what the fuck? I mean, I agree with him. The FDA, the CDC, they're owned by Big Pharma. We know it. They own these regulatory agencies. That's where these regulatory agencies' monies come from, because we really don't fund them. They fund them. So, just more info. Trying to bring you as much info as I can. Craig Pastajardula, my brother, over at the Convo Couch. Number one, they aren't staffing squat. Oh, yeah, they're just getting told they're going to staff, right? Number two, they'll do whatever their Zionist masters tell them what to do. Well, would you rather have these two staffing the government or BlackRock? It's going to be BlackRock no matter what. I hate to bust your bubble, but, Tulsi, she likes to hang out with the Shmuley butt plug, too. Ew. Can she find some better friends? That guy is just the worst, right? Selling Israeli dildos for his daughter. Okay, let's talk about the Zuckerberg. I brought you guys a Matt Orfalea, and I am one of the hosts of independent media that says his name right. Kit, you're not the only one. Anyway, so let's see what they had to say. Did the FBI also pressure Facebook to label Rittenhouse as a mass murderer over a year before his trial? Did the FBI pressure Facebook to remove posts arguing he acted in self-defense? you know, I was one of those people that jumped on the, oh, he's evil bandwagon because the Democrats told us this, right? He carried guns across state lines. He was out there trying to kill people. But then once we got to the trial and we actually started hearing the evidence, he was defending himself. And a lot of us on the progressive left agree with that. So you don't have to agree. So the fuck off pie goes to... who is in this clip? Well, we'll figure it out. Then I'll tell you who the fuck off pie goes for to.
We designated
Zuckerberg
the shooting as a mass murder and removed the shooter's page and his accounts from Facebook and Instagram. You know what we're trying to do here now is we have our teams proactively out there looking for content and removing content that praises the shooting or the shooter.
So there you are, in Zuckerberg's words, how they were out there shutting down accounts and removing your posts. And it wasn't just Kyle Rittenhouse. They've done it for everything. Ever since COVID, they started with COVID. Oh my God, misinformation, you got to take it down. And we know this because of a letter that was drafted by Mark Zuckerberg just this week. So fuck off pie for this week goes to Mark Zuckerberg. Fuck off. Take one cup and no one cares. A dash of kiss my ass. Add some fuck yous and a pinch of blow me. Stir and shove straight up your ass. Yeah, we'll get raunchy here at the trailer park. So, did you guys see this? I'll just kind of give you the highlights. So, dear Chairman Jordan, I appreciate the committee's interest in content moderation of online platforms. As you are aware, Meta has produced thousands of documents as part of your investigation and have made dozens of employees available for transcribed interviews further to our corporation with cooperation with your investigation. I welcome the opportunity to share what I have, my takeaway from the process. There's a lot of talk right now around how the U.S. government interacts with companies like Meta, and I want to be clear about our position. Our platforms are for everyone. We're about promoting speech and helping people connect in a safe and secure way. Those are the key words. As a part of this, we regularly hear from the governments around the world and others with various concerns around public discord and public safety, because it's all about your safety. In 2021, senior officials from the Biden administration, including the White House, repeatedly pressured our team for months to censor certain COVID-19 content, including humorous and satire, which is us. You know how many hits Beauty and the Boomer took because of our satire of that in 2021, in 2020, and 2022? We were at risk of even losing our channel a couple of different times because we kept taking strike after strike for even talking about COVID. We got to a point where Oz and I wouldn't even put COVID on the deck anymore because they were kicking our butts so hard. Let's see. Ultimately, it was our decision whether or not to take content down, and we own our decision, including COVID-19 related changes we made to our enforcement in the wake of the pressure. I believe the government pressure was wrong, and I regret that there was not more outspoken about it. Well, you could have been. I also think we made some choices that, with the benefit of hindsight and new information, we wouldn't make today. Oh, like suppressing the Biden laptop? We all knew that was true, right? I also think we made some choices that, with the benefit of hindsight, I already said that. Like I said to our team at the time, I feel strongly that we should not compromise our content standards due to pressure from any administration in either direction. And we're ready to push back if something like this happens again. It goes on to do a little bit more BS. FBI warned about potential Russian disinformation operations about the Biden family. That was the Biden laptop, and Burisma, which led to the election in 2020 and the fall, when we saw a New York Post story reporting the corruption allegation involving the Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's family. We sent that story to the fact checkers for review and temporarily demoted it while waiting for replies. It's since been made clear that the reporting was not Russian disinformation, and in retrospect, we shouldn't have demoted those stories. Yes, we were trying to get you the information in real time days before the 2020 election. When that laptop broke, Oz and I had to go onto a VPN, go to China servers to watch the contents of that laptop, and we knew without a shadow of a doubt that that was real and that it was not Russian disinformation, that he got high and left it somewhere. Apparently he does that a lot. Anyways, there you are, in Mark Zuckerberg's words. That's why he gets a fuck off pie this week. And come on, show me recent posts from people in groups I actually follow. How many of you are in hundreds or thousands of Facebook groups and you never see any of it anymore? They just send you the pro-Democrat shit. Yeah, that's me. Let's see. Where do the Zionist leaders really come from? Oh, where do they come from, Oz? Do tell. I can't really see the countries of origins, but Ireland for the leader of the Israeli president's from. Does that say Ireland? No way. Yeah, it's funny. None of them are actually from Israel. It's almost like they have dual citizenship. Not like we've been saying that, right? I think we've been saying that for a while now. Oh man, this meme is so funny. Everybody's gonna love this. Automatic, your account is on restriction for 7 days. Welcome to Facebook, guys. And that's why Zuckerberg gets the F off pie. Okay, moving on. Let's hear from Fee and Misty. We got a good Fee says here. I love it when Sister Fee and Sister Misty get together. It's always a good takedown.
Listen, propaganda is a hell of a drug. I mean, as you know, I study it extensively. I'm fascinated by it, and there's a lot of it in this country. I don't think it's any question that the United States is easily the most propagandized population on planet Earth. And it's very pervasive, like it's everywhere, and we're bombarded with it from birth. I mean, we exit the womb, and we are beat over the head with propaganda from the moment we enter this life. So I think that's a lot of it. I don't think it's necessarily money. I mean, obviously, they're not making any money off of it, but I do think that there's a lot of fear-mongering. I think that there's a lot of false hope. You know, I think honestly people are just scared and they're frustrated and they don't really know what to do, and they're trying to figure out a way to get out of this mess, and they think that they can vote their way out of this mess, despite the fact that that is just not true. You can't vote your way out of this. The entire system is completely corrupted. You know that. You're an election integrity expert. I mean, I've learned most of this stuff from you. Our elections are a joke, and so the idea that we can somehow go to the ballot box every 2 to 4 years and push a button and that's somehow going to save us is so stupid to me. I'm trying to be patient with people who are still
trying to be patient
in that mindset, because I recognize that it comes from a place of fear. It comes from a place of not knowing what else to do. I don't care if you go vote. Like, I'm in Ohio. If you want to go vote, I will not. But if you want to go vote, it takes like 5 minutes. But don't expect it to actually change anything. We need people in the streets. Like, we need people organizing. We need people trying to figure out alternative systems. We need all of that stuff happening too. But I really do think it's coming from a place of fear and confusion and not knowing what else to do.
Absolutely. Misty burning it down over at Sister Fees. They both look beautiful. Great job, ladies. Let's see. Here's what a few billionaires would owe with a wealth tax. Elon Musk, let's see, he has $6.6 billion. He would, that would leave him with, wait, is that backwards? Okay, so what they would owe with a wealth tax, so that would leave them with. So if you had $4 billion, okay. So Bezos, he has $4.1 billion. If we put a wealth tax on them, I don't know how much the wealth tax they're talking here. What, 25%? Is that what the wealth tax used to be? He still have $135.3 billion. Bill Gates has $372.3 million, and yeah, they don't like this, right? They don't like if we take their money. Something tells me they'd be okay. It's time for the ultra-rich to pay their fair share. I absolutely believe that, but I don't see it happening because they own this country. Obama made it legal for the media to purposely lie to the American people. In 2012, he signed the National Defense Authorization Act's House Resolution 4310, Section 1078, which allowed propaganda to be used on the U.S. citizens by its own government, essentially repealing the Smith-Mundy Act of 1948, which banned the use of domestic propaganda. There you are, Obama. He was such a great president, wasn't he? You know, The communication companies got frickin' what they wanted out of Clinton, and propaganda was back on the menu under Obama. So much terrible stuff. I saw Elon tweeted this out this morning. The New York Times says the Constitution is scared. It is also dangerous. This guy, he wavers between freedom of speech and kiss Israel's ass all day long. It's got to be dizzying. Billionaires are not your friends. No, they're not. I don't care how much money Elon gives Trump every damn month. They're not your friends. That is DARPA boy. That's what we call him here at the trailer park. On a scale from 1 to 10, how evil are you? Yeah, let's say 1,000. We know this. That guy is straight up evil. This is a robo-fascist coming to a neighborhood near you. Meet the security robot patrolling Atlanta neighborhood. Robot patrols the old 4th Ward neighborhood. Oh, yay. No more pigs of empire. We get robots of empire. Robo-fascists, they're coming your way. And moving on, let's talk about the economy. I need a second job, says a woman who actually needs a different economic system. That is the truth of the matter, right? Everybody thinks they just need to work harder, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but I'm here from the trailer park to tell you, you can work your whole ass life off 120 hours a week, and you're still not pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. You're just working multiple jobs. So quit falling for it. We need a new economic policy. I got this one from Miss Amber King. I see her hanging out this morning. Y'all are just kicking ass on the GoFundMe. I've seen it just shoot up this morning. Thank you so much to everybody who's sharing it, donating, helping me out. Amber King says, Kroger's admits to raising egg and milk prices above inflation levels. Price gouging? No way. Yeah, the grocery stores have been crazy and insane, and they're making record profits while telling you it's not our fault. It's inflation. Yeah, quit paying your CEO so much. Pay your employees more, and quit jacking up prices on us. None of us Americans can afford to actually eat anymore, let alone eat well. I'm not surprised. Kroger's is kind of taken over and becoming the only grocery store in my whole entire county. Like, they own everybody. They own Safeway. They own QFC. They're trying to buy, you know, a couple of other chains. It got stopped a couple of weeks ago, remember? Finland. God, Finland again. I've been bringing you guys a lot of Finland updates. They seem to be getting their shit straight, but hey, they're a socialist country, and that's evil, right? Finland's 2-year test of universal basic income concluded that it doesn't seem to disincentivize working and benefits recipients' mentally and financial well-being. Well, you guys know I used to support a UBI. I actually went and met with a group that was studying UBI up in Canada, in Chicago in 2017. And after reading their studies, I just got this feeling of, oh shit, they're going to put us all on UBI and make us dependent on a track trace system to get that money so you don't have to work. So if something's free, question it, right? Free money from the government, question it. They want something from you. It's called the track trace system. And yeah, we're going to get to a point in the future very shortly where automation and robots are going to take over all our jobs, and they're going to have to do something to keep us alive. And that is ask you to get into the track trace system. Hey, we'll give you money though. I saw this story bouncing all over yesterday. I thought we'd talk about it. Rumors are circling that the Hells Angels and the Mongoloids are heading to Colorado to deal with illegal Venezuelan gangs. Uh-oh. Fake news. Fake news, guys. Fake news. I've heard multiple reports that there's no Venezuelan gang that has taken over an apartment complex, and I've also been told that the Hells Angels are not anywhere near going to Colorado, or let alone working with the Mongoloids. But, of course, Community Notes had to dispute that. Oh, I got the hospital calling. I'll just turn it down for now. Anyways, Homeland Security has confirmed the authenticity of videos that Venezuelan gangs have taken apartment buildings in this community. So if Community Notes says it, you know it's got to be true, right? I don't think so. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. I know a lot about biker gangs. I've hung out with many. I've had many family members there, and I don't know. You know, when we were taking the journey for Bernie, we had the Hells Angels surround us because they were all Trump supporters, and our caravan pulled into some truck stop, and next thing I know, we just have Hells Angels circling us. It was pretty intimidating, and then they took off. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. Yeah, the vote blue no matter who. Those types, absolutely. Thank you, Oz, for that. Oz always helping out. Yay, we made it to Hollywood. Go fuck yourself. I've got quite a few things in Hollywood. Go fuck yourself. Let's check them out. We're heading into Meme Alley. You don't get out of the trailer park till you go through Meme Alley, so we're getting there. Asking people to donate to Maui, then donates $150 million to Kamala Harris. Are you serious? You know, she's part of the cabal, and I tell you this all the time, this cabal that Obama and Bruce Springsteen and Oprah and Tom Hanks and all the Hamptoners hang out in, and Oprah, like, secretly runs Hollywood. I've been telling you guys this for years, right? And let's see. Oh, this is so gross. So this is from the DNC convention. This is your last Jimmy Dore of the day. I brought a lot of Jimmy today. This is Kenan Thompson. You know, Kenan and Cal, like, they have a show. They used to have a comedy show on Comedy Central, and they were pretty funny. Well, this is them doing the bidding of the Democrats, like celebrities and Hollywood always does. And I don't know how long this is, but let's figure it out. This is from Max Blumenthal. Come on, play.
Link for those tickets.
So Max Blumenthal. So this is Kenan Thompson from SNL. And apparently he was on stage yucking it up, and he's at the Democratic National Convention. And so he's there to lend his celebrity and his talents to the Democratic Party and Kamala Harris, who is funding a genocide and has been for the last almost 2 years. Is that how long? Or a year? How long has it been? A year almost. And hasn't done anything for anybody. But so Max Blumenthal asked him some questions like, hey, why don't you use your celebrity to help influence policy? Why don't you go join the protesters? What are you doing in here? So watch this.
Any comment about all the young people protesting? Any comment? No comment about all the young people protesting Israel's genocide outside. We're your fans. No comment.
Should they stop the genocide or no?
I mean, is it weird to provide comic relief to an administration that's shipping bombs to a genocide? Is that weird?
Hollywood for you. Vote Harris.
I'm a reporter.
Like, why are you downing what they're trying to do here?
Why are you down what they're trying to do?
Why are you downing what they're trying to do here? Well, because they're actually funding a genocide, right? A slaughter of people in Gaza.
Yeah.
I know some people like to call it a genocide, like to quibble. So we'll call it an ethnic cleansing. Sounds nicer. Sounds like they're cleaning them.
They're cleaning, right?
So, dude, why are you downing what they're doing here? Because he's a reporter and he's supposed to be critical, and you're just a tool of the establishment. But watch, it gets
better. Hold on, we'll go a little bit more. Come on, play.
Better.
Because they're downing tens of thousands of lives in Gaza. They just sent $20 billion to Israel for weapons. So the question is, what are you doing here, providing comic relief to an administration that won't
I'm doing my part as a citizen,
stop?
dude. It's not about comic relief. It's about real talk.
So what do you think? So let's have real talk.
We all know, like,
a word of support for all the young people protesting
we all
outside?
know that those issues are terrible. That's not what's up for discussion up here.
It's not for
us
for
discussion. But we've discussed it a million times already.
And what have you done about it? But he's just talking now. He's just talking. That's not up for discussion up there. And Max goes, that's not up for discussion. He goes, oh, of course it is. But we discussed it a million times already. Yeah, and did you get it? Make any progress? No. So we just forget about it.
Okay, I'm going to let you guys go over to Jimmy Dore and finish that clip. There's another 10 minutes in that clip, and you can listen to the whole conversation between Max and Kenan Thompson. But, you know, fuck Hollywood. They're just there for the entertainment value of it and to get their brownie points for supporting the Democratic Party. And, yeah, we've talked about it a million times. Everybody knows it's bad. Yeah, the Democrats are funding it, and they're going to continue to fund it under Harris, just like they did under Biden. I love this. Oz put this on the deck, and I was like, what the fuck? A Kentucky woman claims Kanye West telepathically told her to steal a car with a child inside, leading to her arrest. Kanye is just off his rocker lately, him and his wife, Bianca. It's been insane to watch. It's been kind of sad to watch, too, but now he's telepathically communicating. Do not let Kanye do school technology on you. This is what it comes down to. I don't know how long this is, but let's watch it. This is scary Illuminati warnings for 2024. Ooh, the Illuminati. They had a great party at the Olympics, didn't they? Come on, play.
A lot of people say you guys predicted Trump's run.
I know. We'll take credit for anything.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
Simpsons predicted the future shot by shot because we're part of the Illuminati, which is true. We are.
The Simpsons have done it again. For years, people have been drawing similarities between gags in the episodes and things that actually end up happening in real life. One of the biggest happened to be when they predicted Donald Trump would become president. Well, now fans are drawing similarities from last week's inauguration. Look at this.
We've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump. How bad is it, Secretary Van Houten?
We're broke.
The country is broke? How can that be?
Well, remember when the last administration decided to invest in our nation's children? Big mistake.
Okay, so in this episode, Bart gets a glimpse into the future. This is not a recent episode. Lisa has become the first female president. She takes over coincidentally after Donald Trump leaves office. Aside from that fact alone, look at this picture. Lisa is also seen wearing a purple suit and pearl necklace, which is seemingly identical to what Vice President Kamala Harris wore on Inauguration Day. This episode of The Simpsons originally aired in March 2000.
How strange is this? On the same day legendary golfer Arnold Palmer died in 2016, he was coincidentally mentioned 4 times on the season premiere of The Simpsons.
The day that he died.
I'm gonna fill a super soaker full of lemonade. Carl's gonna fill one with iced tea, and we're gonna Arnold Palmer Lenny when he walks in.
The show mentioned the beverage named after Palmer, a mix of iced tea and lemonade. The show aired just hours after he died. Social media was amazed by the coincidence. So weird, one tweet said. The Simpsons know all, said another. Then there's this episode of The Simpsons from 1998. It shows the entrance to 20th Century Fox Movie Studios. Now check out the fine print, a division of Walt Disney Company.
Are we shocked? No, we're not shocked. And when they say they are part of the Illuminati, they probably are. Who knows? They sure get a lot of predictions right. They are more on it than Nostradamus, is what I gotta say. Rest in peace, Cartoon Network. The Cartoon Network website officially closed after 26 years. They definitely are Illuminati based. Go watch some Adult Swim if you don't understand what I'm saying. Their little commercials and clips were nothing but straight up predictive programming and, just brainwashing shit. And I used to love Adult Swim. I'd watch it every single night as an opiate addict because I'd be up all night. But now I watch that and go, oh my gosh, they have the Illuminati, Al. They have so much crazy stuff. But a lot of Gen Xers and millennials were raised on Cartoon Network. So, yeah, they took a hit. Meme Alley. We're finally hitting Meme Alley. You don't get out of the trailer park till you go through Meme Alley. Shout out to the Rumble over there. I see a couple of new faces came in. We appreciate it. Let's see. There's the Rumble. I see Crone of Anarchy over there and Mr. Worthless Eater hanging out along with the Dingle Ate Me Baby. Thank you guys so much for joining me over there. INN News is hanging out over there too. So honored to be one of the honorees of the INN Awards. And thank you so much for Indy and Reef and Colin and everybody who's done so much great work over there. Okay, let's do it. It's Meme Alley time. Let's have some laughs. Another celebrity on their way to remind me that I need to drink from a plastic or paper straw and to save the environment. Have you ever tried to drink from one of those paper straws? It's a joke. They just dissolve. It's funny. People trying to get me to vote. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, get out of here. Get out of here. You're not going to change me. Oz added this one. Hi. Sorry about the argument last night. I'm at work. IU at work till late. I am at work till late. Dinner is on the stove. You only have to light it. The gas is already turned on. XOXO. Oh, that's terrible. Oz. That's awful. And MAGA, blue MAGA, me not fucking voting for a bunch of genociders. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Love this one. That's a great one. Yes, blue MAGA. Blue MAGA is just as bad. Lessons from my cat. You guys know I worship my cats. Allow yourself to receive. Value your solitude. Take no shit from any human. Stay curious. Prioritize self-care and rest, and appreciate the small things. My cat does all those things, right? My cats, they get a hold of a butterfly, they just sit there and stare at it, right? Just a reminder, we can save around 4 billion trees a year if we switch back to using hemp and paper instead of timber. Oh, but remember, there was the big push and reefer madness, which conflated cannabis and marijuana as the same damn thing. So that way timber could take over as our main, source for so many things. Hemp, you can make anything out of hemp. I know a group down here in the Pacific Northwest. They're building houses out of hemp blocks, like so well insulated. They're sturdy, like it's amazing. So hemp can replace so many things, and we all know it. I've got some hemp pants. I bought some hemp things over the years, a hemp purse. Like, they hold up really well. When your mood swing goes just a little bit too far. I've been a little mood swingy lately, but it's okay. I'm kind of getting back together. And brace yourself. It's coming. Stay home, climb trees, eat bananas. That's right. We're talking monkeypox and the new lockdowns. You guys do know that there's a curfew and a lockdown happening here in the United States right now over mosquitoes. Genetically modified mosquitoes by our own government that were released, no less. Up there in Massachusetts, you have to be in by dark, and they canceled all school sports in the evenings. Like, we know they have the power and the ability, now that we're in that WHO treaty, to tell us how we're going to be, right? We're a sovereign nation, but they will dictate to us how it's going to be. I think I got this one from Oz. DNC, everyone, every last one of you. That's terrible. That's so terrible. And if we're in a situation where I'm the voice of reason, and then we are in a very, very bad situation. Yeah, I agree. Yes, the DNC is just pissing all over us. Backyard barbecues in 1973 where times were simple, food was cheap, and everyone looked out for each other. Yeah, it was definitely a lot better in the 70s. Look at all that barbecue food. Oh, yeah. Back, right? Food delivery asked me for proof that I didn't receive my order. I love this one. He's standing there all confused. He has no food. He's looking under the mat, and then he shows an empty plate where he's eating. How do you prove you didn't get your food? I've heard of a lot of these food delivery drivers, like, stealing your food and never delivering it. Sleep well, middle finger. You've got a big day ahead of you tomorrow. Yeah, you guys know I'll flip somebody off if I need to. And Oz added this for a closer for us today. Let's see. Japan versus Paul Watson. Honest government. This is Juice Media. I haven't actually seen this yet, so we'll watch it together. Thank you, Oz.
Hello, I'm from your local government franchise with an update on all the latest bullshit. Today's update is brought to you by the government of Japan. Hello, I'm from the government of Japan, where we've issued a warrant for the arrest of Captain Paul Watson, wanted for the crime of being a fucking legend. Remember that time commercial whaling was banned, but we kept hunting whales in the Southern Ocean Whale Sanctuary by saying
it's purely in the interest of science.
Well, this fucking legend stopped us from researching a shit ton of whales. And as it turned out, he was upholding the law because the International Court of Justice and Australia's Federal Court subsequently ruled that our whaling was illegal and told us to gitfo. So did we go to jail for acting illegally? Of course not, silly. Instead, we're trying to jail the fucking legend who stopped us from breaking the law. Sure, that might seem unjust, but we've seen other governments prosecuting fucking legends lately, like these ones in Tasmania and these ones in Cambodia. So we thought Japan should have a go at it too. We'd like to thank the Danish government for arresting the fucking legend in Greenland, which is great timing since he was on his way to intercept our new whale killing machine on its maiden voyage to hunt vulnerable fin whales. Tuk tuk, Denmark. You can extradite him to Japan now. Don't worry, we only routinely violate our prisoners' human rights, so thanks to our 99.9% conviction rate, he'll definitely die in jail. We also want to thank our taxpayers for subsidizing the dying whale industry. Literally. Even though few of you eat whale, which is why we have to hire influencers to hawk it to you, all to keep our mates in business at this joint. One of our favorite sources of amakodari positions for retiring officials. I mean, sure, whales are the foundation of an actual industry, whale watching, which generates vast income for communities worldwide, and sure, their feces help feed the phytoplankton that sustains all marine life and produces half the planet's oxygen supply, and sure, they're our allies by capturing carbon and storing it for centuries when they die naturally and fall to the sea floor, unlike our carbon capture and storage projects which capture fuck all. But why invest in all that when we can kill whales and stick them in a fucking vending machine? And shut the fuck up, Europe. Norway kills more whales than us. What about Iceland's whale fuckery? Or the Faroe Islands and their colourful whale murder festival? Whatever you do, just don't all come together to defend this fucking legend. Or put pressure on us here at the Danish government to release him by protesting outside our embassies. Or put pressure on us here at the Australian government to defend the guy who once helped us uphold the law in Antarctica. But most importantly, don't go straight to this website which shows how to take these actions right now to free Paul Watson, as that would send out a clear message to all governments to keep our hands off all the planet's warriors, defenders of the wild, and fucking legends out there. This has been a message from your local government franchise. Goodbye.
Authorized by the department for not understanding that if the ocean dies, we all die.
Wow, Oz. Okay, so you guys know I was out at the Macaw Days, which is a whaling tribe in the Pacific Northwest. They were allowed to go out and hunt one whale, I believe, in the early 2000s because they petitioned the Supreme Court. At the time, I didn't support it, but I absolutely support it now because I understand that tribe. It is a heritage of theirs that their ancestors have been doing for thousands of years. But they took one. They took one and everybody in the tribe got to use it. It wasn't sold at a fucking vending machine. And yeah, a lot of these blood festivals that they pull on the whales and the dolphins are just heartbreaking to watch. So apparently we are fighting to free Paul Watson because absolutely hold these governments accountable. The Japanese government should not be allowed to go in and take hundreds of our whales. That's such bullshit. So save the whales. We wonder why the whales are rising up. Orcas are flipping boats all over. On July 21st, 2024, Captain Paul Watson was arrested by the Danish police upon arrival into Greenland aboard his ship. Let's see. Danish authorities claim to have arrest was made due to an international arrest warrant issued by Japan related to his anti-whaling campaigns in the Antarctic more than a decade ago. Yeah, just a decade ago, and they'll come get you now. Paul faces the possibility of extradition to Japan where he could spend the rest of his life in prison. We need your help to free Paul Watson. Eat the Japanese. Yeah. So you guys know we fight for activists that are unjustly arrested and detained at this show at the trailer park, and absolutely. So there you are. There's a petition. Get over there. Sign it. It is the Free Paul Watson petition. Captain Paul Watson, it looks like he has a website. You can definitely go look that up if you're interested in supporting it. Thank you, Oz, for that. Leonard Peltier is getting ready to have a birthday, too. His 80th birthday. The man has spent over 40 years in prison, and it's time they let him out. He had a parole hearing just a couple of months ago. They denied him. And major announcement regarding Leonard Peltier and September 12th at 2024, the People's Forum in New York. So just an update on a couple of the activists that we are fighting for. You know, Jimmy had Brett Weinstein and the leader of the Libertarian Party. They're getting ready to throw a huge anti-war rally in DC in the middle of September. I can't it's like a Rage Against the War Machine. I don't remember what it is. I will get you all the deets and it will be on my next deck. So we can keep up. And if you're in the area, make sure you go protest. Beauty and the Boomer will be back Saturday night, September 7th. We're super excited, and Oz brought us a little preview. You guys get to see everything he's been working on, and we got a great new deck, so let's check it out. Happening this weekend.
Waiting for the break of day.
Nice. Love this card. We got Linda hanging out, Oz. I'm so excited for that. We always wait to bring that song out in September, right? We always do Chicago in September, always have for the last 4 years. I'm so excited to be back on screen with Oz on Saturday, God willing. And I can't wait to see you guys and actually do a Beauty and the Boomer. You know, that's our flagship show over for what Oz and I have contributed to Roar Media. So super excited. You guys have blown the GoFundMe up this morning. I can't thank you all enough for all of your support, your kind words, everything that you have done, and just keep the messages coming. You've been hearing my phone blow up the whole show. That's what it's like all day. If you're sending me messages, give me a little time. Sometimes it takes me 24, 36 hours to get through everything. Sometimes I just got to get up and go lay down. So I'm doing my best to be high energy, to be positive, to stay here and be here with you guys. And that's all I know to do. So there is the PayPal. Of course, all of the donation links are in the description below. And the link tree has all the links to everything, plus some of the shows. So definitely check out the link tree. And Joey's Coffee link is over on the link tree too. Check out Joey's Coffee, some of the world's best coffee. And we ain't lying about that. I love me some Joey's Coffee. So I'm going to have to change my little chick. It's getting it's not summer anymore, right? I'm going to need a fall theme. Let me get this chat brought up so I can shout out a few of you before we get out of here. And if you're new here, thanks for coming. And Snow Himbo, good to see ya. Thanks so much for all the support. I super appreciate it. Hi, Jody. Good to see ya. Lawrence, good to see you too. TL Orcas, there you are. We were talking about the Orcas. And Lady Alex still hanging out over there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out at Beauty and the Boomer. Let's check out the trailer park real fast. DC, what's up, DC? Good to see ya. Anybody ever find Gamer yet? Still worried about Gamer. Jackson's still hanging in there. So is Kate. Thank you guys so much. And Mouse FS, Popeye, Schultzy, good to see you. It's been a bit. And Sailor Moon, good to see you. Mastermind's still hanging in there. And so is Anthony. Good to see ya. Thank you guys so much. Hey, Deborah. Good to see you. It's been a while. Indy's everywhere. Look at you hanging out over there. And let me check out the Rockfin, Rumble, Kick, and Twitch before we get out of here. Crone of Anarchy, Mr. Worthless Eater, still chatting it up over there with Dingo Ate Me Baby. And hey there, Rockfin. What's up? Hi, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. So glad that you made it. Thank you for a freaking awesome show, Shanda. You're so welcome. I'm going to keep bringing it as long as I can get air into these tumor-ridden lungs. So that's the goal. Let's see. Jim's still hanging out over there. And, of course, INN is hanging out on the Rockfin, too. Indy, you are everywhere. I appreciate the support. We've got a couple of viewers hanging out over on the Twitch, it looks like. I think I probably know who that is. Thanks for watching if you're out there watching on Twitch. A lot of people come over from Cold Fusion Gaming's community to support me, and I want to thank them so much. His community has been so supportive of me. They're just as supportive as you guys are if they were my own community. So thank you so much for that. And I think we are out of here. I've got a great closer for you guys, and I will see you Saturday night with my best friend Oz the Boomer, and we are going to bring it for Beauty and the Boomer. We're excited to be back. Gamer's a sweetheart. I know, and he's been missing for like a month. I wonder if he's in the popo. I don't know. I don't think we offended him. He's been a lifelong, he's been a supporter for years and years and years, but you never know. Maybe he's just taking some much needed downtime away from social media, which I recommend to all of us. Hey, Chris is hanging out. Chris Horsegal, good to see you. Much love, honey. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You are rich stuff over at the trailer park now. And I had to bring you a Frank Sinatra. If you know me, you know I am a huge Frank Sinatra fan. Always have been. What a bad boy, right? He always was a bad boy. But I first I had a really sad, soppy song on here for closing. And I said, you know what? F that. I'm not going to be playing sad, sappy songs because I am fighting. I'm going to stay in this fight, and I'll bring the sappy songs when I know I'm getting ready to exit, right? So instead, I brought you That's Life because you get knocked down, you get yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you keep going. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And it's awesome that you all have supported me. You are the wind beneath my wings, like Bette Midler says. You are lifting me up and carrying me right now. And I can't thank you guys enough. I thank you so, so much from the bottom of my disease-ridden heart. Anyways, much love. Get out of here. Go enjoy your Monday off if you are celebrating a Labor Day. And I will see you on Saturday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard, and we will do Beauty and the Boomer. So have a great rest of your day, and remember, you're always welcome at the trailer park.
That's life. That's what all the people say. Riding high in April, shot down in May. I will never let it change my tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. Funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. I will never let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. Been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I'll pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart won't buy it. If I didn't think it was worth one single try, I'd get right on that big bird and I'd fly. Been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out, and I know one thing. Each time I find myself flat on my face, I'll pick myself up and get back in the race. That's life. I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, baby, but my heart, it won't buy it. If I don't see nothing shaking come this here July, I'm gonna roll myself out in a big old